Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from inside the Crasher here in South Florida, beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Let's make some coffee. Well, I've already made it actually. Let's pour us a cup. I've got that heavy whipping cream here. You know I love it. I've already shook the carton too. You got to shake the carton. I've already had one cup so I can get all hopped up and talk to you guys this morning. What time is it? And the weather, you ain't gonna believe it. Well, first off, why is the thing blinking? Did I lose power? It's 6:40 a.m. Let's fix that now. Yeah, what happened? All right, so clock 40. Clock 6:40. Let's try this coffee out here. That's at Maxwell House. Good to the last drop. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I ever had in my life. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love this coffee. Folks, how do you like my shirt? I went down to the Trump shop yesterday. There's two big ones here in Sarasota. One's on Tamiami Trail. There's certain things that you shouldn't talk about as a public figure or on a social media platform unless that is your platform. I mean, if you're just out here to, talk about God, or you're out here just to talk about politics, or you're out here just to talk about any of the border patrol, border control, any of these hot topics that are controversial, that a lot of people are just regurgitating the talking points and the narrative they hear on the news. And I don't do that. I mean, we don't edit around here. My videos are just about my life. I'm just, I don't know. Like, remember the saying that my friend told me when we start to repeat each other? You got to get some new material. I've heard that one already. We said it to each other the other day. The buddy of mine in the Philippines, he was telling me something. I told him, I said, Pete, you got to get some new material. You told me that. Can I excuse myself 1 second? No, I don't have to sneeze. I need a shorter stick. I've shown you my shirt. That was the idea of this long yardstick I'm using. Let me get my shorter selfie stick. Much better, much better. Hey, you can still see my shirt. The Trump shop down here on Tamiami Trail and right near the SRQ Sarasota International Airport, you can't miss that place. There's more flags and banners and signs flying out front. There's another one on University Parkway. The guy has an easy up. He was there in 16, 20, and he's there now, where I bought this shirt, where I bought that Trump hat for a friend of mine. I went in there, already the other day. And I'm not one of these people with TDS. I voted for Trump in 16, 20, and I'll be voting for him in a few weeks. And so you don't see like all those paraphernalia stores up and down the road for Harris and Walls, do you? But Trump is a phenomenon. Now, before we start talking this morning, there's only a few, by the way. I know that the vast majority of my demographics, of my community, are also patriots. And they're voting for Trump. I know this. I've always known this. But I tried to stay away from it. I do still stay away from the media. I do believe it's still rotten. Trump said the other day, I saw him, and I'm watching these interviews. I'm not watching the news. I'm watching the man talk. And I watch her talk too. And he's saying he's going to try and straighten out the press. That's our real problem in this country. And it really is. So before you get the few of you out there that are anti-Trump or don't like me talking about it, I say what one of the shirts down there say, or a bumper sticker I saw. It was really cool. They have everything. It's pretty cool stuff. Get over it. Get over yourself. Get over all of this propaganda, fake news, and crap that you've heard or he's been convicted of. Okay? He's not in jail. And to tell me that the Democrats and the entire government isn't crooked, like Joe and his son and all the crooked things that they all do. They're all, whether they've been convicted or not, why throw stones in glass houses? Who are you to judge? Why are you pointing out a speck of sawdust in the man's eye and you got a 2x4 sticking out of your eye? Or a better way of saying it that I've always said it is, why point out the speck of sawdust in my eye and you got a sequoia sticking out of your eye? So get over yourself. You know, in 2016, when Donald Trump came on the scene, I never watched him when I was younger or when he was young and was a playboy or running around building golf courses and doing different things. I really never did. But when he became a politician and started talking and campaigning to become the president, right away, me and millions of Americans thought the same thing. This guy is saying what I think. This guy is me. This guy has got common sense. This guy is doing something completely different than I've ever heard in my life from a politician. This guy is good. We need this guy. And then all the stuff about him being a businessman, and we need that now. And after all this, the country was already, people were waking up that these guys are crooked and they're just running the country into the ground and, allowing these people to come over in our country from terrorists to South American countries to the Congo to everywhere and cutting people's heads off and gang members and drugs. And this guy was about being, support the blue and the military. I mean, what more do you want to hear than that if you are an American? If you love the United States of America and someone's pro all of that, why the hell wouldn't you want him? And so I'll tell you, as far as I went, I got so excited because I'm a promoter. That's what I've done for 35 years in my business. God strike me dead. This is what I did. On Tamiami Trail in Sarasota, down where I used to live, not far from the Trump shop, I got a cardboard sign, just like the bums do. Why lie? Need a beer. Give me money. You've seen them on the corners, right? With the cardboard sign. Well, I got a big one. And I held it out there, vote for Trump in 2016. And I was waving it. People would go by, the horns would blow, fingers would come out the middle of the window. But mostly people would blow the horns in promotion of it. And then I moved to another spot. And then I moved to another spot. And I did this a few times. I felt so passionate. I felt so, you remember the big wave that started for Donald Trump in 2016? Oh yeah, this is long before he grabbed what, before he called names to people, before he was convicted of a bunch of baloney, or before he so-called did this, and before he so-called did that, and all these lies. I can't help, folks. I can't help, and I hate to make this about me a little bit. I can't help but draw the same analogies to the man as what goes on with me with the copycat channels. How they literally will take what I'm saying right now or what I said 5 minutes ago or yesterday or 2 weeks ago and literally turn it upside down to make money, to ride my coattails, to disparage. And I mean, I'll stop right there, but I just want one more descriptive word. The most vehement, they must use AI on how to hate. Nobody that smart can hate that hard. They must have some artificial intelligence writing out how to be the most hateful person on the planet, the universe. And that's what they do to that man. Donald Trump That man has put up with, oh my gosh, if he can do that, man, I got nothing on him. This is a cakewalk. And that man dodged a bullet. You tell me God wasn't with him. You tell me he dodged a bullet a few times. And maybe other times where people were going to or whatever and backed out. When he started talking about going to drain the swamp and tell everybody what they're doing to this country, how they're lying, cheating, and stealing. Oh, you know they didn't like that. Why do you think they're coming down on the man so hard? Why do you think they're making up these Trump charges? Why do you think as soon as one court case ends, another one? Why do you think you've never seen anything. And he said something yesterday in an interview with the editor-in-chief of Bloomberg. If you haven't seen it, it's an hour long. It's the most riveting, best interview I've seen to date with Donald Trump. It's in Chicago. It's in front of an audience. He's sitting in a chair straight across from the editor-in-chief of Bloomberg, of whatever that is. I don't know if it's a newspaper or what, but it's some British guy. And he is pushing Trump. He is pushing so hard. And Kamala Harris could never take the questions that, now she's going to be on Fox News tonight at 6 o'clock with Brett Baer. I heard about it. I'm watching it. I want to hear when they talk, not the news opinion host. But Trump gave this interview yesterday. It's an hour long. Go on YouTube. Look for the full length. It's an hour and 4 minutes, an hour and 5 minutes in Chicago. Yesterday's interview. And listen to how quick this man is on his feet. And he was talking about, Governor Newsom, he calls him. He got these names, He's got sayings. And the guy was all mad. He goes, Newsom. And he goes, well, I call him Newscomb. And then Trump said something like, he's the first guy that's ever thought it was, that I really thought his name was that. And then Trump said this, which was so true. He says, no president in history has gone through what I've gone through. So I got to fight my own battle. So I do it my own way. And the audience several times applauded. And these were business people. He said, I didn't even know if I wanted to do this interview. The guy that's interviewing him is a long-time anti-Trumper. And he gets in there for us. He almost got killed, folks. He's a multi-billionaire. He doesn't take the salary. And I don't care what laws they change. I don't know. They could take his money. They're going to take all of our stuff. I want nothing to do. I don't have to sit here and give you the whole list of why not to vote for Harris, okay? I got it in here, and like Trump said yesterday in his interview, that's why I want you to watch it. The very last thing he said. And everything he says, I believe. Yes, because he said this. He said, the Republican Party, it's not the Republicans and the Democrats, it's people with common sense. He says, I think the Republican Party is the party of common sense. And people will disparage people that didn't go to college or live in an RV or, don't read books or, they don't have a master's degree. And a lot of these people, while I think it's very good to read, while I think it's great to further your education, but to sit and read books that are nonsense and to put all your trust into professors at colleges and never go outside and play and never do anything but play video games and watch crap on TV and listen to things on the internet and to shelter yourself all your life from young, even people that are in their young 20s, teenagers, and adults that have succumbed to, since Hillary lost or whatever, to listening to all this BS. They don't have any common sense anymore. I mean, I approach people sometimes to do the videos and ask them, hey, I ask them before I video them. I don't just walk up and start videoing somebody that what I'm doing. And you won't believe the people that are afraid afraid of someone walking up to them. They haven't even heard me yet. Oh, don't hurt me. I mean, come on. The society is being dumbed down. It's being brainwashed. And that's where they want to go. I think that we are common sense. That's why you see these giant boat flotillas and these huge parades and people standing over overpasses in West Palm near Mar-a-Lago. I guess that's how you say it. And the man has a following. And even now, some of the Trump supporters are afraid at work with their relatives around Thanksgiving table. You know, I know that politics isn't something, and religion, something you really want to talk about all the time. There's a place and everything for it. But even some of the Trump supporters are being cowered down. They're going to vote for him, but they would never admit it. And this is the point I'm at today. I just shared with you. I voted in 16, 20, and I'll be voting in a few weeks for him. And I held a sign on the road telling others. And people say, well, don't talk about politics or whatever. Just a few. No, just a few have popped up. And a few more since this video, I'm sure. And they're probably not even subscribers. They're just whatever trying to aggravate. Look, go and vote for Harris. I just want you to vote. But look, don't disparage when you find out something about people. And Trumpsters do it too. Oh, you vote for them? You're a moron. That's not cool. Okay? They're doing based on their brainwashing or their decisions or whatever it is. They do them. You do you. But to immediately jump in the trenches and start disparaging someone or going to unsubscribe from someone or never talk to someone again, a relative, or break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend or divorce, and you let that come in between, my gosh, I'm not editing that out. Man, I need more of this. It's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. That's all I needed. I'm getting too excited. Calm down, Baker. Well, if you find something out, oh, I loved you yesterday, I hate you today because you like the color red. Do you know how silly and puerile that makes you sound? I know plenty of people that are libs. I know plenty. I know plenty of people that are homosexual. I know people of every walk of life. And while I used to carry judgment on those things I just mentioned, heavy judgment, I have learned as a mature adult that we are all a creation of God. And I can't explain, I can't change, I can only do me. But that doesn't make me want to, avoid you or not talk to you or judge you based on your your beliefs or your way of life. Now, that's not a blanket statement. I don't mean if you want to murder people or you're killing yourself, you're shooting up heroin and stuff. Some people think you want to shoot up heroin and OD and you're doing it in your own home, you're not hurting anybody else. Go for it. You're not hurting anybody else. Well, I don't know if I go that far. But I believe in doing what I've learned that is the truth and what I'm supposed to do. And that's to be a law-abiding citizen, love, like the Bible teaches me, love my neighbor. If they don't want to love me back and they're rude to me, I'll just, goodbye. Those I just leave behind. I don't keep trying to love them. But I don't judge anybody based on their color, their sexual orientation. I can't sit here and say I condone all this man wanting to be a woman and play on women's sports teams and all that. Folks, you know what I'm trying to say. Again, common sense. Don't try to draw conclusions. Don't try to twist my words. You know what I'm saying. When you get to the crazy, crazy part and those people, I just look the other way. What are you going to do? But people that have common sense, that are listening to what I'm saying, just like when I listen to anybody talk, you in your comments, Trump, Harris, the media, I mean, I know what I'm listening to. I've got common sense. And this is what I was trying to say a few minutes ago. Just because someone doesn't have a big degree behind their name, or said they've read every one of these books in here and it's a big bookshelf, and they put themselves above you. You know, God says that humble yourself and you shall be exalted. And if you exalt yourself, you'll be humbled. Now, we got a man that's a multi-billionaire. He doesn't need to do this. He can go off, like he said many times, and live a wonderful life over anywhere he wants. He could move every week to different parts of the planet where the weather's just perfect, and just enjoy his life. And he would probably never go broke. And even Elon Musk, I mean, there's a guy that's got more money than anybody on the planet, and he's caring about other people and keeping our country going the way it's been going. We're going back, folks. We're not going to settle for this new Green Deal, this new wave, this new shove it down your throat business. It's going way too fast, way too soon, and the majority of the people don't want anything to do with it. They can smell it coming. And truthfully, when you got one person, Donald Trump, telling you what he wants to do, and then you got another party over here that literally went in day one and reverted back 94 of his executive decisions on things and just erased them. And now they want to implement, and they don't tell you what it is. That's why they're not talking. And when they do talk, they're lying, because if they told you what they would absolutely do day one, you would be so afraid of what this country would look like and what they're wanting to do. I'm telling you, folks, there are people on that side that have lost their minds. Look, you want to know the truth? Look what they're doing to Donald Trump. Look what they're doing. And look how relentless it is, because they know the gig is up. And now, I'll finish up the video with saying this. This latest thing that Kamala Harris is promising black men that she's not getting the votes for is freebies. There's a list of different things. I'll buy you. I'll buy your vote. Had they jumped on board with her, and that wasn't a need that she needed to do, she would have never given you that. It's only now that she's offering these things, of which she won't do. Lies. Anything to win. Anything to get that power, because it's not just her. She's not the mastermind. She has no mind. She is a puppet. It's the I don't need to name names, folks, but there's a few of them. And they are the ones behind the curtain. They're the ones pulling the strings. And they cannot win. They cannot win. Also, it wasn't until, and this is the puppeteer that's telling her to go on Fox tonight and to start doing a few interviews after like 90 days. They're like, just run the 2-minute out. Just run the 2-minute clock out like at a football game. Just keep dropping down the ball. Do not fumble. Do not pass. Do not talk. No news is good news. Don't let them know. Let them just talk that she ain't talking. And that's the most they can say. And she has held her guns. She has held to her plan. She is doing what she's instructed to do. She was put there. She wasn't voted in. She was the first one to drop out during the run for president. And she had 3.5 years with Joe Biden to do a lot of things that she said she's going to do. There's videos everywhere saying all these horrible things that she's done in California and to people. And now she's not going to do to people, and she's not going to vote that way. Baloney. Let me get back to one thing about Donald Trump. I told you earlier in the video, I never watched him when he was young or cared about him. I don't follow around celebrity stuff. Never been like that. You know, they got those rag mags in the grocery stores where people like to read the dirty laundry on certain actors and sports figures and stuff like that. So over the last few years, since Donald Trump was president in 2016, and not even a young man then, a much more older, mature-looking Donald Trump, I watched some videos of Donald Trump on Oprah and when he was very young, several YouTube videos. And guess what, folks? Guess what? This man right here with common sense is telling you he said the same thing then. He has never, ever changed of his opinion of this country and what he says it was going to. People even told him, you should run for president when he was young. And he said, maybe someday I'll have to. But he said the same thing. He's Donald Trump. That's why I say get over yourself. He's not going to change. He's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump's policy, as someone pointed out yesterday in an interview, that Donald Trump's policy doesn't work without Donald Trump. Donald Trump negotiated the price of the new Air Force One from $5.7 billion that they called up Obama and said, here's the price. And Obama says, we'll take it. And then Trump comes in. He says, yeah, we definitely need a new plane. We should be the best plane. These people from over there in Egypt or wherever they are over there, you know, they got all that money, the oil. They got these big, beautiful planes and all that. And we got this 32-year-old. So he goes, yeah, but I'm not signing it. Not for, you know, that much money. Now, there's always two. There's two Air Force Ones. So Lockheed, Boeing, whoever it was, I don't remember who it was, it builds the darn thing, came out and said, all right, we'll take $400 million off. And Trump said, that's not bad for the first conversation, for one conversation. A couple of months went by and Trump actually said, he said, oh, maybe we blew the deal. And they called him up and they said, 3.99999 and 99 cents. He saved $1.7 billion. He goes, let me get this straight. You were going to make $1.7 billion profit on the U.S. government. He says, did anybody ever try to negotiate that price with you? And he says, well, no, sir. We just give him a price. They said, we'll take it. So he doesn't lay down. He's a businessman. When they want to bring and build these new ships for the military and different things, roads and bridges and whatever, he doesn't just say, yeah, go ahead. I got other things to do. I got to play some golf. I got to worry about me. And how much of that am I getting? Oh, how much are you sending over on the side for me? Because probably that's what they do. He said that these trade deals where they put a tariff tax on us, but we don't tax them to sell their goods in our country. He said either they absolutely have no idea what they're doing. They're as he said, what did he say? They're stupid people. We've heard it. He said either they're very stupid people or they're corrupt. And he says probably the latter. And of course it is. It raised the inflation. And then to boot, and I don't know if this has much to do with it, but 2.5% increase in the Social Security when they've depleted the Social Security. They have they give all this money to wars in other countries, but they don't put money back in their coffers to make sure Social Security never ends. All those people that are working now that want to collect it next year, 2 years, 5 years from now, which will be like that, may get a 20% reduction. It'll be there, but they're talking about a major reduction, raising the age limit, and all of these things. For the people that support and pay for the country, they work for us. So, all this of them telling us how it is instead of us telling them what to do and what we want through vote and democracy, it's just gotten out of hand. They're all on the take. They're all involved with somebody overseas. It's infiltrating. You got that AOC plus 3. They came up with this Green New Deal. Trump said she just came up with it. The Green New Steel, the Green New Scam, he calls it. I love his name. I love the way he talks because he talks like a person. People say, oh, he's not presidential. Those guys that talked presidential were lying through their teeth to you. At least you get what you get from him, you know? I like that. I don't like that I retract that. I don't like that he, I don't like a lot of things he says and does, honestly. But I find it humor in a lot of it. And some of them deserve what he calls them because of what they've done to him. He's got to fight his own battles, he says. No U.S. president has been through and crucified like this man. And he keeps on doing it. And even when he almost caught a bullet in the head, he didn't lay down and say, hey, I'm out. That's going too far. Heck no. He come up, fight, and he's still fighting for you. And if you got any common sense, you'll help the man and vote for the man and take our country back. It's going to be better and good. And we're going to have safety again. We're going to find these criminals that were dumped into our country from prisons, from insane asylums, drug addicts, from all over the world. Their crime has gone down. I heard Venezuela's crime, it went down 70-something% because there's no criminals left. They put them on a bus and brought them here. Think of your children and your grandchildren. Think of your wife's safety. Think of your own safety. You go down the road and they look at you and I don't like the way you look and kill you. I mean, there's some very, very, very bad. We already had enough bad, criminal-minded, evil people in this country. We don't need the world's prisoners and evil people. They literally dumped their prisons. It's true. They're walking around with debit cards, hotel rooms, and everything else in our country without even anybody asking them a question. And this new law in California about it's illegal. It's illegal to ask someone for their voter identification. And they do that why? Because they want to cheat. I mean, it's a lock anyway. We never win California, Republicans. I'm a registered independent, but there is no independent candidate. And I am a swing voter each and every time, but I haven't swung anywhere close to that side because it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. As I grew up, they used to come out and say, these are the things I want to do for the United States of America. And they were always like projects and going to the moon or building the highways and technology and computer and all these things that I remember they were coming on, as I was getting older. And then the next guy, he would come out and go, these are the things I want to do. And then we would make a decision. And sometimes it was tough. And there wasn't all this disparaging back and forth to each other. There wasn't millions and billions of advertising dollars from special interests and corporations to slander the other, to convince or there wasn't this, come on in from around the world and look what we gave you, now vote for us. It's a big scam today. And so if you don't have enough common sense to know that that side is not for you, that side is not for you. Trump is for us, for Americans. And I don't care what color your skin is or what country you come from. If you're here and you're here legally and you love this country, then you should vote for Donald Trump. I don't think there's anything that you're going to gain except be fooled and lose everything. Potentially. So, I'll finish the video with this. I said that 3 times already. My channel will, after it's over, I don't even know how many more of these I'll talk about. I've said all I need to say. I don't have to keep beating a dead horse. They can watch this video over and over and over if they want, or whoever discovers it. I'm going to go back to doing what I do today, after this video, the next video. Sarasota Tim. But I've had enough. It's too close. I don't want to lose my country. I don't want to lose my freedom of speech, my channel, my rights to go out and do whatever I want to do. I don't want to lose carrying that gun. I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose anything. And I want to feel safe out there. I don't want to have to worry about running into one of these people that came from one of these countries in the other part of the world that is just waiting for their next victim. You know, I want to make America great again. I want to go back to where law and order. People are going down the road 70 miles an hour in a 35. They're afraid to pull people over, afraid of getting shot. I mean, people are breaking laws. This country needs law and order. It needs a whooping. It needs a heavy hand. No, that doesn't mean he's going to be a dictator. That means he's going to do what he needs to do to put this place back to where we act like we did years ago when nobody was looking. We knew how to act. But there's so many people here that are new, or people that have grown up without any discipline in their life, that are just acting any way they want. Like this is their world. That nobody else is important. It's only what's good for them. I see it every day. And like I've said before, these are the good old days. But soon, we will go back. When Donald Trump is elected, you're going to see some major changes. What are they going to be? First of all, there's going to be law and order. And I mean, I can't wait. I mean, let them puff their chest out. Let him hire 1 million more cops. Let's find them. Let's get them. Let's get them out of here. The bad guys. Let's have law and order. People that understand. We have laws. Obey them. Period. The end. So day one, he will take action, and he means it. And I'm ready for it. So let's get this country going again. Let's make it safe again. Let's make it happy again. Let's make it prosperous again. He's going to reduce prices. We're going to drill, baby, drill. Deliver our goods, and the cost of food and everything else will come down. Houses, everything will be better. And he will negotiate for us. He will fight for us. He will be what America needs. He is the one that will deliver, and that's what his legacy will be. The president that saved America. The president that made America great again. The president that crushed it